The 2020s have been invaluable in terms of finding lost media. Because so much material has been uncovered, it kind of felt overwhelming to separate each media into categories to discuss, alongside doing language videos. So let's try again. Welcome to episode 2. Today, our topic is something we can all appreciate: cartoons. More specifically, one cartoon, Gravity Falls, a show from Disney that felt very different to its contemporaries at that time, especially with the sitcoms and such. Today, let's look back on some of the GF media that's still lost and the media that has been uncovered, in honor of the recent Book of Bill being released a year back. And I have some help today. Introduce yourself.
Hello there. I'm the omnipotent voice of ThatGfFan from the YouTubes, and also the guy who interviewed Alex Hirsch with Hana Hyperfixiates, link in the description below. Gravity Falls has a ton of media for it, and some of it is lost. So here's a look at some of that lost media from the Gravity Falls universe that's both been found and also is still out there.
The 2012 Comic-Con promo. Many shows and their episodes, alongside other media like movies, are often shown off. During a panel at Comic-Con 2012, several of these shows where Disney and some sneak peeks were shown. One of these was for Gravity Falls. However, copyright infringement was probably the main issue to why the original upload was taken down on YouTube, and probably why it wasn't officially released on YouTube. Later re-uploaded on July 22, 2017 by Doodles96, they had this to say in the description of their video. These are the Gravity Falls clips showcased at the 2012 Disney Television Animation panel at the 2012 San Diego Comic-Con 5 years ago. I didn't record these, so don't give me flack about the quality. Somebody posted them on YouTube at the time, and I downloaded them. The originals are long gone by now. Pretty old, but we have to start somewhere. The Gravity Falls logo background picture. You know, as iconic as the logo for the show is, where is the background picture from? The picture was taken before 2010 because, while different, it was likely part of a set of assets Alex Hirsch had used while developing it. People had many locations to try to match to the logo, but none of which were an exact match. Twitter user TrickinGF had the idea of comparing the various international logos, with a recreation of the closest picture to the original file. From what Trickin stated, the original image came from a science blog, yet that post no longer existed. Later on October 4th, 2024, near 2:30 a.m., they were able to find the original picture, which originated from a website called textures.com, with the picture named Landscape Mountains 0009, uploaded April 8th, 2008, which is around the time Alex and team would have needed to create a logo. Later, it was confirmed the picture was taken near the town of Serres, France. If you want to hear the story more in depth, check out the video that ThatGfFan made. Link will be in the description down below.
The Gravity Falls OG pilot ending. As a wrap for the show, creator Alex Hirsch created an ARG called the Cipher Hunt for fans to solve. Even Dipper and Mabel got involved. Through Cipher Hunt, one massive piece of lost media for Gravity Falls was finally found. During the hunt, fans got stuck on a 2,000-piece puzzle of Bill's cipher that needed to be solved to get to the next clue. And so, as an incentive to get them to finish it, he promised that when they did, he would release the unaired pilot for the show that had long since been teased about and talked about, but had never officially been seen. When fans found the Bill Cipher statue, they found a treasure chest underneath it, and within it was a USB flash drive. On that flash drive was a link to a page on the Mystery of GF website, and a password and username that needed to be put into it to unlock it. When it was unlocked, fans were then able to watch the unaired pilot for full on the website. It was an incredible moment and something that many never thought would happen. To finally see the original Flash pilot made here in Canada that got Gravity Falls greenlit was incredible. However, when it was found, it was noticed that the ending for the pilot was rather abrupt. It was pretty weird how it just stopped there, but that was sort of intentional. Because at the end of the pilot, there was apparently some more content. Around the same time, an animator by the name of Alfredo Casano, who also worked on the pilot, released his demo reel, and within it was a couple of unseen clips from the Gravity Falls pilot. Those would eventually be rediscovered by a GF archivist named Music, and it would be posted in 2022 around the 10-year anniversary of the show. This eventually went viral and had many people wondering what on earth it was. Eventually, at a convention in Mexico, Alex Hirsch revealed that September that these clips were in fact part of a Next Time On reel that was made for the show alongside the pilot. It was used by Alex to sell the show, and when I interviewed him in 2023, he explained that it was because of this that eventually Gravity Falls got greenlit, but he also changed the status quo at Disney TVA because now, every single new show that's greenlit has to have both a pilot and a Next Time On. So, that happened. With this revelation, it was now a case of trying to find that Next Time On reel, and there was a lot of hope that it could be found because there were some really interesting things in it. For example, an early look of Gideon, which we didn't have in the actual pilot. Eventually, almost 2 years after the revelation, on April 25th, 2024, we'd finally get to see the full Next Time On. An Anon on 4chan's cartoon board leaked a bunch of Disney original series pilots, including the full Gravity Falls Flash pilot in HD, which was produced by House of Cool Studios. It was a huge deal because we now finally had both the pilot in HD and the Next Time On. And the Next Time On wasn't that much longer, it was only about a minute long, so it wasn't really as big as we all thought it would be, but it was still pretty cool to now finally have the full thing. And yeah, that was the end of that whole lost media search for Gravity Falls.
Unreleased demos. Matt Chapman, co-creator of Homestar Runner, was part of the musical department of Gravity Falls with co-writing partner Jeff Rowe. Involved in making the songs heard throughout the series, with Brad Breek helping out and making the demos into the final release versions. One of the co-hosts of the Mystery Shack Look Back podcast, Charlie Marlowe, emailed Chapman and sent early demos, debuted on episode 53. Funny enough, that episode had ThatGfFan as a guest. Among the demos, there were 5. 2 demos of Mabel Girl from Boys Crazy, 2 versions of Takin Over 2 Nights from Scarioki, and Who's That Girl from Sock Opera. Curiously, alternative lyrics for the second demo of Takin Over 2 Nights are still audible, plus the voice actor's lines used in the final episode. This is most likely Brad Breek's scratch track for how the melody should go, but the backing track for both demos is almost the same as the final track you hear today.
Hit it!
Mabel, our lives may not be worth this.
Friday night, and we're gonna party till dawn. Don't worry, Daddy. I've got my favorite dress on.
Mabel, this is stupid. We're rolling to the party. The boys are looking our way. We just keep dancing. We don't care what they say. And all the boys in this place are getting up in my face.
Everybody! You gotta sing together or it won't work! Listen to your
Boys are a bore. Let's show them the door. We're taking over the dance floor. Oh, girls do what we like. Oh, we're taking over tonight. Oh, girls do what we like. Oh, we're taking over tonight. We're queens of the disco.
Oh man, we sound terrible. We sound terrible together.
Oh, girls do what we like. Oh, we're taking over tonight.
Taking over tonight.
Ah! Duck!
Thank you! We'll be here all night!
Deal with it, zombie idiots.
Pines! 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 Pines!
Interestingly, on the Gravity Falls soundtrack, Taking Over Tonight has a different lyric than what's heard in the final episode.
We're rolling to the party, the boys are looking our way. We just keep dancing, we don't care what they say. And all the boys are getting up in my face. We're rolling to the party, the boys are looking our way. We just keep dancing, we don't care what they say. And all the boys in the place are up in my face.
The Gravity Falls Pitch Bible. Within the same 4chan leak for the various Disney original pilots, we not only got the pilot for Next Time on Rail for Gravity Falls in HD, but also the series Pitch Bible. Specifically, the pilot Pitch Bible and the series Pitch Bible. Both of these Bibles were made for the show, with one for the original Flash animation pilot and one for the show in the final animation style, both of which have neat little details about them. One feature of the first Pitch Bible is a list of episodes, or more likely ideas of episodes, that were going to be in the original incarnation of GF. For example, one of these ideas was an early version of the episode that would eventually become Irrational Treasure, called The President's Cabinet. In it, we'd see Dipper and Mabel finding a president's key, and through it learning about Quentin Tremblay. It was a bit of a different setup to the episode than what we got in Irrational Treasure, but it still led to the same outcome. Just like the Unaired pilot, all of this stuff is now publicly available and available to read on websites like archive.org. It just goes to show, even a series as recent as Gravity Falls can have its own cases of lost media, which is pretty interesting and really leads to a lot of fun things to be found by fans. It can be a lot of fun to look at this stuff and ultimately find things that maybe other fans didn't think about, or maybe people didn't even know was lost media, and in turn, you help preserve a piece of Gravity Falls history by doing so. Sometimes it's a case as simple as someone having the item that we're looking for saved on their hard drive. So, if you ever see something interesting, be it for Gravity Falls or something else, be sure to archive it, because you just might end up being the only person on Earth who has that thing, and maybe years in the future when people are looking for it and becomes the next big lost media case, you might be the person who ends up cracking the mystery.
Alright, that is another Lost Media episode. Sorry it took so long, but thank you, ThatGfFan, for being the guest for today's episode. If you want to check out his stuff, links to his socials and YouTube channel are in the description. Also in the description is the Mystery Shack Lookback podcast, not only the episode that GFFan was on, but also to their other episodes as well, if you want to listen to it. Thank you everyone for listening to the video, and maybe watching it. I'll see you in the next one. If you have other suggestions for lost media that you want me to cover, tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye. Then I think I could just slide this down. Scoot a little closer. Okay. Okay. Alright. What the fuck was that? Take 3.